The inspiration for my project is from this little blackboard. In the middle of the semester, I had put this blackboard in the kitchen of my boyfriend's apartment, and I thought the message was harmless, and I thought that everyone agreed that there is no such thing as a lesser person. By now, I thought that we would all accept the fact that we're all equal. Well, unbeknownst to me, his roommate found the blackboard offensive. He would occasionally erase certain parts of the message, or he would turn it around so that you couldn't see it at all. And it struck me that, a lot of people may be uncomfortable with it still, that, the concept of equality. So I went out and asked a lot of people what they thought about equality, and that's about it. I don't know. Okay.
There's no such thing as a lesser person. There are differences amongst people. We might look different, sound different, have different beliefs, have different ideas. But different doesn't mean better or worse. There's no such thing as a lesser person.
Okay. I do not disagree that people are equal because just like, for example, the settlers and Native Americans, the Native Americans were taking the settlers' land, and they did not want to, so it was not equal for the people.
Kind of iffy on that. I believe there is, to an extent. Like they say, there are certain type of criminals that can be rehabilitated, so I believe everyone deserves a second chance. But then there's straight crazy people. I mean, I do believe in the justice system. I actually going to school for criminal justice, so I believe everybody deserves, to be treated like any other person, no matter what the crime. But, like, personally, I don't know. It just depends on what the person does or what they did, how extreme, or if they keep doing it. I mean, I do believe everybody should be treated equally, but then also it depends on what kind of background they have, what they went through. I mean, you never know.
Okay, well, first of all, I do think that it's true that we all are equal in the race. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, or Hispanic. We all should be equal and treat others the same.
Hey, my name is David. I do think everybody should be equal, no matter if you're mean or bully or anything. So we're all equal. Oh, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like some people, like if they bully you, they probably be thinking that you gonna come back and that they want some, and then you gonna want it. That's it.
Well, I think that the phrase, there's no such thing as a lesser person, there's a really limited amount of ways you can really interpret that, but in every single way it's always going to involve somehow justifying yourself. It somehow makes it okay to treat someone differently. If there were such thing as a lesser person, then it wouldn't really even be a person. They can't even be called a person if they're lesser than a person, if that makes sense. I don't think that it is possible to consider that there is someone as a lesser person. I think that everyone is essentially the same, and that we are all people. We all have the same kind of emotions. We all have our own problems, our own things we have to deal with, our own issues, and those are not markers of any greater or lesser person. I think persons are persons, people are people. So I think in that sense we are all equal.
There's only really one way that people would describe some other person that is unequal, is because they're ignorant to what they've ever been through, for who they are, and they only think of what they consider as a norm. And there's just no way of saying that someone can be less than human.
I think everybody's equal because it doesn't matter who you are, you will always get bullied. One time, these 3 boys came up to me and my sister. They called us China face. When we got a haircut, we are actually Korean. I think people are equal because they are all human and they get hurt the same.
I'm Sister Helen Prejean, and there's no such thing as a lesser person, and every human being is worth more than his or her worst act.